This deck always seems to crop up. It's Whimsicott-GX. Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sable Eyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at Whimsicott-GX. This deck has been floating around for a little bit. I feel like we've featured it almost every 3 months on the dot. It seems like it's one of those decks that keeps popping up, and with Darkness Ablaze, we get a couple of extra cards in this list to make it just that tiny little bit more consistent. The deck that we've got today comes from Trainer_T on Twitter. That is Tristan Bennett, and if you want to follow him, there is a link down below. There's also the list that we have featured. If you want to play along with me, that would be fantastic. Whilst you're there, subscribe, leave a like, do all that good stuff, and we'll jump over onto PTCGO and take a look at the list. So this is the Whimsicott-GX deck list that we're going to be taking a look at. Obviously, very similar to some of the ones that you might have seen floating around on the YouTubes or on the internet somewhere. Obviously, based around Whimsicott-GX, this card has been floating around for quite a while. Fluffy Cotton is the ability that we're really taking advantage of here. If any damage is done to Whimsicott-GX by attacks, flip a coin. If heads, prevent the damage. That's pretty good. 50% of the time, we won't be damaged by any attacks that come in to attack into Whimsicott. That's pretty good. So we're already forcing our opponent to hit a 50-50 every single time they want to attack us. And whilst they're doing that, whilst they're trying to get that heads flip, we're going to be attacking with Energy Blow. For 1 fairy energy does 10 damage, plus 30 more times the amount of energy attached to this Pokemon. Now, that's not necessarily too many. It's base 40, right? Because you can have 1 energy attached to it regardless. But we can accelerate a ton of energy onto this Whimsicott by using Porygon-Z. Porygon-Z with Crazy Code allows you to accelerate energy, as long as they are special energy, as many as you like per turn. So we need to get this Porygon-Z into play, then we can power up our Whimsicott-GX and get ourselves going from there. Now, if we need to, if we're going first and we evolve into a Whimsicott-GX on the second turn, we haven't got ourselves a Porygon yet, we can potentially even find the pieces required for that Porygon by using Toybox-GX, which for 1 fairy energy allows us to search our deck for 5 cards and put them into our hand. That is really, really strong. It's normally going to find you your 3/3 Porygon line, whatever piece you need from there, one of our 4 rare candy, which we'll need to evolve into Porygon, and then a bunch of other energy. So that's usually the kind of things that you're going to be looking for Toy Box, but, you know, every now and then you might need something else. We've got that as a bit of consistency. Obviously, Marnie is in the format, so you do need to be careful, but we've also got the added consistency of regular baby Whimsicott with the ability Prowl. When we play this Pokemon from our hand to evolve a Pokemon in play, we can search our deck for a card and put it into our hand. So that means that even if we don't get the Toybox-GX off, we can still potentially find ourselves one of those missing pieces that we might need to get the Porygon-Z. Now, there's a 3/3 Porygon line, there's a 4/3-2 Whimsicott line. Most of the time, we're expecting to be attacking with 2, maybe 3 Whimsicott-GX. We might use 1 of our Dust Gathering Cottonees to evolve into Whimsicott. We are not going to be able to get all 5 of those Whimsicotts in play because we don't run anything like Ordinary Rods. So be aware of that. Also, I did change the Cottonee in this list. The list that was on Twitter had 3 of the Dust Gathering and 1 other Cottonee. I decided to change it up just to make it nicer. Make it fit on the same page, really. That's pretty much the only reason. We also have some extra consistency in the deck. We've got Zacian V for first turn consistency. We can Intrepid Sword for 3 extra cards on turn 1. We have 2 copies of Dedenne-GX to use Dedenne Change. And we also have 1 copy of Crobat V for Dark Asset. We get some supporters back with Eldegoss and Happy Match as well. So that is a pretty solid Pokemon line. There are 20 of them there, but surprisingly enough, no Pokemon communication in this list. Only Quick Ball. We've got 4 Quick Ball. We've got 2 copies of Great Ball. And we also have 2 copies of Evolution Incense. I'm sure that there are a number of different combinations that you could run with. Maybe you could fit Pokecom in, replace the Great Ball. I don't know. It is up to you. I'm pretty happy with the way that this Pokemon search is working at the moment because most of the time you're going to find everything that you need. Now, the item line is pretty slim, actually, when we look at it, because there's those 8 Pokemon search cards, there's the rare candy, and then just the 1 reset stamp. Apart from that, there are no other items in the deck. The only other trainers we have are our supporters, when there's 4 Professor's Research, 3 Marnie, and 2 Boss's Orders, a very traditional supporter line. So nothing too crazy there. The crazy bit comes in the second or third part of the deck. That's our energy. We have 18 in the deck, and there are a ton of different options. We've got Aurora Energy, which is a special energy, which will provide us the fairy typing that we need. We can attach this to one of our Pokemon and discard a card from hand, and it gives us every Pokemon type. So we can use it even on Dedenne if we like. There is even a world where you get Aurora Energy attached to Zacian V, so be aware that that is an option for you most of the time. Obviously, though, it's going to go on to Whimsicott. We also have 2 Fairy Energy to be able to get that fairy typing. Obviously not special energy, so you can't crazy code them, but sometimes you do just need a basic fairy energy. It's really good if people play down Viridian or something like that. You can just search out your basic fairy. The rest of our energy, we have 4 copies of Recycle Energy, which is really great in this deck because you can attach all 4 of them to your active Whimsicott, and even if they do flip heads and knock it out, you'll be able to get those energies back. And we've got 4 copies of Capture Energy to help us set up our board in the early game, and we also have 4 copies of Triple Acceleration Energy, which counts for 90 damage in a single card. So a very, very powerful attachment when we're getting them onto our Whimsicotts nice and early. Believe it or not, you can actually get knockouts on Eternatus VMAX with this deck in one shot. It is not unrealistic to see that happen. I'm a big fan of Whimsicott-GX. We're going to jump over to some gameplay now. I've managed to second Blake, so he's going to play some games against me. We'll see whether or not we can get this deck to work. Alrighty, first game with Whimsicott. We're up against Blake here. We'll see if we can't get ourselves a win in this one. We're going to call the coin flip here. Hopefully we get to go first. We've won the coin flip, so we will indeed go first. Going first, very important with this deck. We want to get ourselves some basics nice and quickly, and this here is a pretty solid turn. I mean, we've got access to Cottonee, we've got access to Quick Ball, which is fantastic. We will be able to find all of the basics that we need. Wow, a Porygon as well, so we can get all those basics down and Quick Ball away or research to potentially find Zacian if it's in the deck. This is the absolute perfect start. We can attach Recycle to the active because they're unlikely to knock us out, and then Intrepid Sword. That is beautiful stuff. We've given ourselves a really, really good chance to try and get into a Porygon-Z next turn because we've got a bunch of Cottonees on the field already. We've got one in our hand. We've got Whimsicott-GX in hand. This is looking really, really good. Now, Blake, on his side of the field, it's got a Zacian in the active, a Zamazenta on the bench. This is a little bit concerning because, obviously, Whimsicott is weak to Metal. So that Zamazenta, if it flips Tails, we'll be able to get some pretty solid damage and an ADP coming down as well. We'll see if we are able to get the turn 1 GX attack off here. There's already an energy in play from a Metal Saucer, which is really, really good for Blake. There's the energy switch, so it seems likely that the water energy will be coming into play here. A Dedenne, so we discard all those other cards, going looking for that water energy. There it is. There's the GX attack. And we're going to see Metal Saucer put some energy onto Zamazenta as well. Altered Creation means that now only 2 knockouts required. We've got Whimsicott though, so we're going to get cracking here. Let's play down all of our cards. I like the attachment of Recycle Energy and then Research. We need to find our pieces. We've got Rare Candy and Porygon-Z, which is beautiful. We also have Whimsicott as well, so we can potentially search for another energy. In fact, we might grab Aurora here, considering the fact that we don't have the ability to attach that fairy at the moment. So we'll grab the Aurora, we'll use Porygon-Z's crazy code to attach the Aurora to the active. We'll discard the fairy because we don't really need it. We'll also attach the Triple Acceleration Energy as well. Then let's just Great Ball. We'll see what we can do. Let's grab this Porygon, and then I think we just Dedenne. That seems fine. We'll Dedenne and try and draw into a good hand for next turn. There's a ton of Recycle Energies, which is really, really good. We don't need them right now, so we will just hit into this ADP for knockout, because ADP obviously has Fairy Weakness, which is really, really strong. Now, there is an argument to say that we should have attached the Recycle Energy. There's no risk attached to it. Personally, I probably could have. But, you know, I was just excited to get the knockout on the ADP. And I don't know how well Blake is going to be able to get a knockout here. He's going to need a Metal Saucer and an attachment to get an attack off. And if he does manage to get that attack off, he will be able to discard some energy as well. So, not ideal. That Zamazenta quite powerful. It looks like he's going for Zacian instead, though. Maybe valuing a knockout on a Dedenne-GX instead of trying to take a knockout on the active. Potentially could be worth it. We just need Energy Switch and a Metal Saucer from Blake here. Doesn't look like he's managed to find a Gust. Here's Metal Saucer now. That will attach to the Zacian. Maybe there is one last twist in the tail here. Could they potentially get access to the Energy Switch? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. If they do, it's a bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. If they don't, then we can move on with our lives. They're not going to be able to Gust, so they're going to have to attack into the active now. A Research means that Boss's Orders is no longer in play, and the Metal Saucer here powering up the Zacian. We're looking for a coin flip here. We're looking for heads. Heads is the coin flip that we are looking for. Brave Blade will do more than enough, but it doesn't go through the ability. So this is a very, very powerful spot to be in. We can crazy code all of these energies onto Whimsicott. That is going to be enough for us to get the knockout here. We do need to attach all of them, I think. I don't think there's a world where we don't attach all of them here. And I think we also probably Quick Ball. We might get rid of one of these rare candies just to do some thinning. We'll grab Crobat out. We don't really need any of those cards in the deck. We'll evolve into a new Whimsicott-GX and then Energy Blow. And just like that, we are in a real dominant position. We've got multiple attackers. The fact that the attack didn't get to deal damage, it had to flip that coin, means we are now in the box seat to win this game. We've got an Aurora energy off of the prizes as well, which is really, really powerful. We're going to get back all of those recycle energies if we do get knocked out. So this is really strong. We will see whether or not Blake can get an attack off here. Zamazenta obviously has that ability to discard energy, but we are okay. We can find more energy, that's not a problem. Here's the Marnie. Now I notice Pokemon has reinstituted the dumb slow Marnie shuffle. If anyone from Pokemon is watching, please change it back. You know, I don't want to sit for 5 seconds watching a Marnie shuffle. It's very frustrating. Also, Blake has these old Sableye sleeves and deck box, right? I don't know where they're from. I don't know when they're from like 2016, like a Halloween thing. And he won't give them to me, which is really annoying. So, if you have them, let me know. Jump onto Twitter and tweet me. That would be beautiful. And we can come to some sort of agreement for that particular product. This is fantastic. We've got access to a ton of energy here. No knockout means that we are able to win the game. Let's just see how far we can go with this. We can Marnie and try and find some more energy here. We've got 2 Aurora energy off of that Marnie, so let's use Porygon-Z again. Crazy code those 2 energy onto the active, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh my god, there's too many. There's like 7, 12 energy, something like that. 370 damage, it's a pretty solid effort. We'll go into another game. Alright, game 2. Still playing against Blake here. This time he is bringing Eternatus, he tells me. Now, I don't know what version of Eternatus it's going to be, but I'm sure we can manage something. This does not look like a productive opening hand. Luckily, there's no basic there. We can try and find another basic now. Okay, we've got Cottonee. This is a little annoying. It's not ideal, but we can attach Capture Energy to Cottonee here and try and find ourselves a potentially a Porygon. The hard bit here, though, is that Blake is going to find it really, really easy to get a knockout with Eternatus. So if it does go poorly for us, he is easily able to find Eternatus. This is not good. We have got the Porygon, but the Crobat might need to save us here. We'll Crobat for 1. I think we can boss the bench out and hope that he can't retreat. And then Dust Gathering. I think that's pretty much all that we can do. And we have got 3 pair in this hand. This is not good at all, because we're going to waste a lot of reasonable resources. The game very easily could be over, though, if Blake can get out of the active. It depends whether he's playing like a Switch version or whether he's playing like a Stadium version. I don't know. There's 2 energy onto the Eternatus VMAX now. And a Marnie, so that's good. It means we don't need to research away these bad resources. But we are only seeing 4 cards off of that Marnie. So those are not 4 good cards. Good grief. Okay. Let's see here. Dark City. So he's going to be able to retreat. Now, he's doing 60 damage, but we have Dark Resistance, so he needs 1 more Pokemon in play. I cannot believe it. I can't believe we survived. Okay. We are potentially in with a shot, and we've top-decked the research. This is unbelievable. We have to get rid of our rare candies here, which sucks. But we can attach the Aurora, we can discard a rare candy, and then research. Hopefully, we can find ourselves a hand. That would be fantastic. We've got Whimsicott, which we can use. That's great. We can potentially Quick Ball as well. Get rid of the boss, I think. Find another Cottonee. And then we're going to look at a Toy Box GX, I think. We're not going to bother with the Energy Blow. Let's Toy Box. I want a Porygon-Z. I want a rare candy. We only have 1 left. And I will take, I think the rest of these recycle energies seems pretty good. Let's take all of them, because then we can just attach them all to the Whimsicott. I can have access to those next turn. Okay, so we've saved it a little bit here. That Dedenne only dealing 40 damage because of resistance is going to give us a decent shot. Looks like Blake has managed to top deck a Crobat there. Hopefully not finding himself a ton of cards. I would really like it if he has to just take another small hit on this Whimsicott if he does flip through it. Looks like he's going for Piers, though. Not sure what he'll be grabbing here. Obviously, Crobat already being played, so he can't find one of those, but he can find a Capture Energy and an Eternatus, so that seems pretty good. Eternatus, now 2 of them in play, and Energy attached as well, and he can search out a Pokemon with this Energy. Another Eternatus V. So this looks like a pretty slow start for Eternatus. Dangerous Drill, though, is very annoying. It's going to get rid of that Aurora Energy. I don't like that at all. That's so disappointing. And a Dedenne. At least we flip heads, so we don't have to deal with that damage. We kept our hand, though, which is good. So we can rare candy into the Porygon. We could potentially guarantee the Whimsicott attack this turn by using our other Whimsicott, but we've only got 1 Cottonee left, so it might be worth just keeping attackers here, because we don't play stadiums, and I know that sometimes Eternatus plays the annoying stadium whose name I can't remember that stops you from taking prizes. What's it called? Black Market. So I don't want to get caught out by that. I'd rather have multiple attackers. Let's just load up energy here. We are looking for 1 fairy energy out of a deck of 29 cards. We're going to take a look at 5 of them with Marnie. Let's see if we can find it. Hopefully we can get into a fairy. We've got an Aurora energy, which is great. We can play the Cottonee down, which is great. We could even get ourselves another Porygon just in case he decides to do something a little bit awkward. We could play that Porygon down. That seems fun. Oh, hang on, no, we only had that 1 rare candy. I shouldn't have done that. We can get rid of the Porygon now. This is fine. And we will play down the Cottonee and Energy Blow. This is going to miss, I think. Oh my gosh, we needed 1 more energy. If he hadn't had that Dangerous Drill, we would have been able to get there. A big gasp indeed. 30 HP remaining on this Eternatus VMAX. And that's so disappointing. If we'd been able to find 1 more energy on that turn, even if I hadn't have played down the Porygon, I could have gone looking for the extension with Dedenne with Great Ball, and tried to find the extra energy. But now the black market is down. That is super annoying. I'm gonna need to take 3 knockouts now, and it's gonna have to be 2 on these Eternatuses, I think. We've managed to survive again, though. So that is beautiful. I think, let's Great Ball. Let's see what we can do here. We can grab the Whimsicott. This is okay. We can use Whimsicott here to find ourselves an energy to guarantee the knockout, or we could even go a little bit riskier and find a supporter here. We've got Research. We could grab one of our energies. I think I just grabbed the Research. We are so likely to draw into energy in this deck that discarding a Dedenne doesn't really matter. This Porygon's really annoying. I top decked Dedenne. I would have had it off of the... Oh my goodness. We've got ourselves a solid knockout though, because we've got the crazy code for the Triple XL, which I did forget that we needed actually, so it's lucky that we found that. And we can attach... Do we need an extra energy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? We do. We need the extra one, yeah. So we need the extra one so we can go 340 damage. We take only 2 prizes because of Black Market. And there's a big gasp indeed. We are in a pretty solid spot here. We're flipping heads on Whimsicott, which is good. So these attackers are surviving. But Blake has sent the VMAX into the active now. And we can't ride our luck forever. We've got to eventually give up this Whimsicott. Another Marnie. That's annoying, to say the very least. What are we going to get here? We've got Eldegoss Triple XL. I don't mind that. A Zigzagoon coming down as well. We might see Great Ball here. Hopefully for Blake he finds a Crobat. There it is. So be able to draw some more cards. Get some more damage in play. He does, of course, need to still get that coin flip off. So if he gets the coin flip tails, then he will be able to take a knockout, especially if he keeps loading up his bench with a ton of Pokemon. He's actually retreating into Hooper here. Assault Gate, there's the tails. He might have been able to get a knockout. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, I think he would have been able to. I don't know why he did that. Well, I guess it doesn't mean anything. We can just knock out this Hooper. We don't take any prizes because of Black Market, and he'll probably just promote the Eternatus again and then knock us out that time. But yeah, that's really weird. I don't think that really served any purpose. I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing something that Blake is seeing. Another Marnie. To watch this dumb animation again. Great stuff. Oh, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, we've got ourselves a decent hand. We've got Research, which is most important. Quick Ball finds Sableye V. That's going to be an annoying Pokemon, because that's only worth 1 prize with Black Market on it. That's really annoying. I'm going to scoop up Zigzagoon, probably place that damage down onto the Whimsicott on the bench, and then no doubt there's a Crobat in the hand. Everything seems to be going Blake's way, apart from coin flips, I will say that much. Only 1 coin flip has gone through, and it didn't matter. So, that is good. Here's Dread End. There's a Tails. Okay, so, he's finally taken a knockout. I'm going to promote the Whimsicott with free retreat here. So, this is the... Oh my goodness, I can actually knock out this active with Gust. That's funny. I can just gust this thing. That seems fine. We will play down the rest of our energy onto Whimsicott-GX. Being smiley face there, knowing that this knockout is going to be taken by the non-GX Whimsicott. We can discard pretty much anything here, and then Marnie, I think his hand's too big. We'll Marnie and see what we've got. This is a pretty solid hand for next turn, I will say that much. And I'll hold on to the Quick Ball as well. We will Crazy Code the Capture, though, I think. We'll put that into the active, just to double check that I do have Eldegoss in the deck. And then, sorry, not the active, the benched Whimsicott-GX. And then I think that's pretty much it. We'll just Gust, chip for 40 damage. Boop. Just a little 40 damage chip there. And take 2 prizes. And now, we're looking at Gust for game on one of these Crobats if they remain in play. One of them does. So we've got Eternatus V and Crobat as potential targets. All we need to do is hang on to our hand and keep the Whimsicott-GX on the bench. If Gust happens, then that is bad. Obviously needs the Gust and the coin flip, so we could be in with a shot, but it depends on a number of factors. We'll see what it is Blake has to do here. I feel like if that Whimsicott gets knocked out, the game is over, though. I don't know if there's a way that we can go on to win without that Whimsicott. Although, to be fair, I have a Cottonee in here. I got that off of the prizes, so we could potentially rebuild a Whimsicott. It will just take a tiny little bit of time. Not a whole bunch of movement on our opponent's side, though. That's disappointing. A boss. Okay. So, he's going for it. Crazy Claws is ahead. We survive! Alright, cool. So, now, we should... You have a good deck. Thank you, Blake. I appreciate it. We're going to find Eldegoss. We can play that down, grab ourselves a boss. Just double check it is in the discard pile. It is. Let's grab boss's orders. We will be able to attach to the active. We can crazy code the triple excel to the active and then boss up that Crobat. We'll be dealing well over 180 damage here. Energy Blow for 280. Taking the last two prizes. We just beat the two best decks in format with Whimsicott. How about that? That's pretty good stuff. So is Whimsicott good enough to hang with the big boys? Maybe. I mean, Fluffy Cotton is a really, really good ability. It could potentially have the opportunity to win games. It can sometimes beat ADP. I'm not going to say that it always beats it. It can sometimes beat ADP. It can sometimes beat Eternatus. It can sometimes get what it needs to win games. But I mean, it all comes down to those coin flips. If you're lucky like I was, then you can win. If you're not, then maybe not so much. Thank you very much to everyone who came along to view this one. I always appreciate your company. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. There's a button above the Sableye head that will help you do that. There's a like button down below, which I'm reliably informed makes people watch the video. More people get to see it, which is great. Comment down below, is this deck good enough? I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.